Hiya Jeremy, well done yesterday, hope you found it helpful. Just going to run through a couple of points we discussed in the session. Firstly, for me, the issue we had in the terms of the golf swing was your club was swinging basically too far out to the right, too much on the inside. If we watch it on the left hand side as you go back, pretty decent back to the top of the backswing here now. A little bit of rising up there, but nothing really major. And as you start dropping that golf club back down, lower half starts firing, that knee starts coming in. As the club now starts falling a bit too far behind, as we can see at this position, now that club is basically coming at the golf ball in that direction. So your path to the golf ball is going to be somewhere like that, and that's going to make it very, very difficult, A, to get the club back on the golf ball consistently and cause you to one or two shots. Either the high, flippy, sort of soft shot out to the right that you said you hit quite a lot of times on par threes, or if you roll your hands over, you get the old kind of low smother that goes low left. I think what you said, because you hit the shot low left on occasions, especially with the less lofted clubs, drivers and 3-woods, etc., you felt as though your right shoulder was coming over the top and you were smothering. In actual fact, the path was coming from the inside, and the club face was just smothering over, causing it to be a very sort of shut face. And if you look as the club starts coming in here now, you can see the angle coming in way from the inside, as a result catching way on the hill. If you just watch this club now twist through impact, at that position here now, the club actually rotates a full 90 degrees, as you can see. Okay, so your club face now is basically the toe of the club, or the face of the club is actually pointing in that direction. So if you've actually made contact with the face, you've had a heck of a lot of rotation there and smothering. That ball's going low left. In this case, we actually caught the hosel, as you can see, and the ball just basically tops on the ground there. And as we see, the club exits through your swing, it's coming out sort of through your peak of your cap there, very, very high out to the right, club face shut down quite a lot. So the feeling you want to try and get a little bit better posture, a bit more tilt there in your hips, and so I'll get that back a little bit straighter as we did towards the end of the session. And the feeling now, the club is kind of exiting off to the left there. What you felt you were trying to avoid was stop doing that, and when you were on the explainer, you said it did feel a long way left when you actually swung the golf club around that circle. So we watch this movement here now, much better movement coming back down, good backswing. And the feeling now of allowing the arms to get back in front of you and work around to the left. Just watch your lower half now, a lot quieter, arms kind of falling back and dropping. If we get the club back to a sort of similar position here now, just a bit lower than the hands, that club now is coming back on a much more to target line path. You can see your feet now at this position, more on the ground. As the club then swings through now, you've got a much better contact. Please just get the lines away. Much better contact there now, and the club now can exit through the left side of your head there and a lot lower. Club face now has a lot less rotation, and the club now is working left as you swing through to your follow through, as opposed to this move here. Now you can see your right foot firing, that club sort of dropping on the inside, coming back in here now, just trying to hit everything out to the right because of the requirement you felt to trying to just stop the over the top. You were just going too far on the inside. So if we can get a better posture, allows that body to rotate better to the golf ball. From here now, the club can work back down into a much better position, get that sensation that club is exiting left. That, to be fair, at the moment is still a little bit high, if I'm being honest, but I wouldn't want to change too much too quickly, because if you start exiting the golf club kind of over here somewhere, it would feel so strange for you to do that. You probably miss the golf ball. So in time, we can gradually start getting that club to move down a little bit. Hasn't got to be perfectly on that green line. You can always be somebody who's a slightly sort of steeper post-plane swing than the norms, or the textbook should say, but when you're swinging the golf club as you were out here and the club is pretty much to the sort of head, that's just way too far out to the right there for me, Jeremy, and that's going to cause you some issues there in terms of the shots. I say the shots you'll generally see are the high floaty ones, bottoming the club out a bit early, topping it and fatting it, or a smother hook when your hands sort of take over and release the club to try and stop the high right one. So work on that posture, work on the exit of that club through impact, and I'm sure you'll find those golf balls flying a lot straighter and a lot further. So I hope that all makes sense. Any questions, obviously give me a shout anytime, and I'll see you guys soon. Cheers.